Donald Trump's life story does not begin with power, politics, or fame, and this teaches us that every big story starts in a small moment. He was born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York City, which reminds us that environment shapes ambition. Queens was not a place of luxury at that time, and this shows that success can grow in ordinary neighborhoods. Donald Trump was the fourth of 5 children, and this teaches us about competition inside families. His father, Fred Trump, was a real estate builder, and this shows how skills can pass from one generation to another. From a very young age, Donald learned how buildings create value, and this teaches us that learning starts before school. Donald Trump was not a quiet child, and this reminds us that energy can be both a problem and a gift. He was aggressive, confident, and sometimes difficult, which teaches us that strong personalities must be guided, not destroyed. His parents noticed that he needed discipline, and this shows the importance of early correction. At age 13, he was sent to the New York Military Academy, and this decision changed his life direction. Military school taught him structure, and this teaches us that discipline creates focus. He learned leadership, order, and responsibility, which shows how environment can reshape behavior. Donald Trump did not become soft in military school, and this teaches us that toughness can increase with pressure. He learned how to compete, how to win, and how to stand out, which shows the value of controlled competition. He enjoyed being recognized, and this teaches us that motivation often comes from attention. Even at a young age, he wanted to be noticed, which shows early signs of confidence. Confidence is not always loud, but Donald's confidence was very visible, and this teaches us different confidence styles. After military school, Donald Trump went to Fordham University, and this shows that growth happens step by step. Later, he transferred to the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania, which teaches us about aiming higher. Wharton was known for business education, and this shows how education can sharpen ambition. He studied economics, and this teaches us how money systems shape decision-making. Donald Trump did not only study books, and this teaches us that learning must be practical. He worked in his father's company during college, which shows the power of real-world experience. Donald Trump learned how to negotiate early, and this teaches us that communication is a skill, not a talent. He observed how deals were made, which shows that watching carefully is a form of education. He learned how to value land, buildings, and timing, which teaches us about strategic thinking. He also learned that risk is part of success, and this teaches us courage. Not every deal worked perfectly, and this reminds us that mistakes are teachers. When Donald Trump graduated in 1968, the world was changing fast, and this teaches us about timing. Instead of staying comfortable in Queens, he looked at Manhattan, which shows bold thinking. Manhattan was risky and expensive, and this teaches us that big rewards need big courage. He wanted to build bigger, taller, and louder projects, which shows his personality clearly. Donald Trump believed in his vision, and this teaches us self-belief. Many people doubted him, and this teaches us that doubt follows ambition. He did not wait for approval, which teaches us independence. He spoke confidently even when he was young, which shows how language creates authority. His speaking style was simple, direct, and strong, and this teaches us effective communication. He repeated ideas often, which shows how repetition builds memory. Donald Trump understood branding early, and this teaches us modern thinking. He learned that a name can be powerful, which shows marketing awareness. He wanted his name to be noticed, remembered, and discussed, which teaches us visibility strategy. This mindset later became a key part of his success. This first part of Donald Trump's life teaches us one important lesson. Success does not start with perfection. It starts with confidence and learning. Environment shapes behavior, but choice shapes destiny, and this is a powerful truth. Discipline creates focus, and focus creates results. Early exposure builds long-term skill, and skill builds opportunity. Donald Trump was not a politician yet, and this teaches us that careers can change. He was not famous yet, which shows that fame is built over time. He was not powerful yet, which teaches us patience. But he was preparing, learning, and observing. And this teaches us preparation matters. In the next segment, we will see how Donald Trump entered Manhattan real estate and faced his first major risks. We will learn how confidence meets reality, and why failure does not always mean the end. This story will show how pressure shapes character and how bold moves create attention. After finishing college, Donald Trump made a decision that teaches us bravery. Instead of staying safe in Queens, he chose Manhattan, and this shows ambition. Manhattan was crowded, expensive, and controlled by powerful people, which teaches us about competitive environments. Most young men avoided Manhattan real estate, and this teaches us how fear limits growth. Donald Trump moved toward difficulty, which shows courage as a strategy. He joined his father's real estate business officially, and this teaches us about starting with support. But he did not want to stay in the background, which teaches us independence. He wanted his own identity, and this shows the importance of personal branding. Donald Trump believed Manhattan was full of opportunity, and this teaches us to see what others miss. At that time, New York City was struggling, and this teaches us about timing. Crime was high. Buildings were old, and many people were leaving, which shows decline. Most investors saw danger, but Donald Trump saw potential, and this teaches us perspective. He believed broken things could be rebuilt, which shows a growth mindset. One of his first big ideas was the Commodore Hotel, and this teaches us vision. The hotel was old, dirty, and losing money, which teaches us that value is often hidden. Many people thought it was impossible to save, and this teaches us about negative opinions. Donald Trump did not listen to fear, which shows mental strength. He negotiated with banks, city officials, and business leaders, which teaches us communication skills. Negotiation is not about shouting, and this teaches us calm confidence. He asked for tax breaks, and this teaches us strategic thinking. He convinced the city to support the project, which shows persuasion power. This deal almost failed many times, and this teaches us patience. Banks did not trust him because he was young, which teaches us age bias. Instead of quitting, he kept pushing, which shows persistence. Persistence means continuing even when results are slow, and this is an important lesson. When the Commodore Hotel was finally rebuilt, it became a success, and this teaches us reward. The project changed Donald Trump's reputation, which shows how one success can shift perception. People started to notice his name, which teaches us visibility matters. Media attention followed, and this teaches us the power of storytelling. Donald Trump understood media very well, and this teaches us modern influence. He knew attention creates opportunity, which shows awareness. He spoke boldly to reporters, which teaches us message control. He did not hide his ambition, and this teaches us confidence without apology. With success came risk, and this teaches us balance. Donald Trump started more projects, which shows momentum. Some projects worked, and some did not, which teaches us realism. Failure was part of the journey, and this teaches us resilience. He borrowed large amounts of money, which teaches us risk management. Debt can be dangerous, and this teaches us caution. But controlled risk can create growth, which shows calculated courage. Donald Trump believed in big ideas, and this teaches us scale thinking. Not everyone liked his style, and this teaches us criticism is unavoidable. Some people said he was too loud, and this teaches us personality bias. Others said he was reckless, and this teaches us judgment from outside. Donald Trump continued anyway, which shows self-trust. He started using his name as a brand, which teaches us identity marketing. Buildings began to carry the Trump name, which shows brand strategy. A name became a promise, and this teaches us reputation management. Branding is not decoration, it is meaning, and this is important to learn. During this time, Donald Trump learned hard lessons. He learned that success attracts enemies, which teaches us caution. He learned that money can disappear quickly, which teaches us humility. He learned that fame increases pressure, which teaches us mental strength. The Manhattan years shaped his confidence deeply, which teaches us environment impact. Pressure made him sharper, and this teaches us stress can improve skill. He learned to fight for deals, which teaches us negotiation endurance. He learned to survive public criticism, which teaches us emotional control. This phase of life shows us an important truth. Big dreams require uncomfortable moves. Comfort zones limit growth, and growth requires courage. Vision must be followed by action, or it remains imagination. Donald Trump was still not a politician, and this teaches us patience. He was becoming famous, which teaches us momentum builds slowly. He was learning from mistakes, which teaches us experience is the best teacher. In the next segment, we will see how Donald Trump faced massive financial trouble and public failure. We will learn how success can collapse and what happens when confidence is tested. This next part will teach us about survival, recovery, and mental toughness. Success can rise fast, and this teaches us excitement. But success can also fall fast, and this teaches us caution. Donald Trump learned this lesson in the late 1980s, and it changed him deeply. He was expanding aggressively, which teaches us about momentum risk. He believed bigger was always better, and this teaches us confidence extremes. Donald Trump invested in hotels, casinos, airplanes, and luxury properties, which teaches us diversification. Some investments looked powerful, and this teaches us surface attraction. But underneath, debt was growing, and this teaches us hidden danger. Debt can look harmless at first, and this teaches us financial awareness. When the economy slowed, pressure increased, and this teaches us timing matters. The casino business became a major problem, which teaches us industry risk. Casinos require constant cash flow, and this teaches us operational reality. When income dropped, debts became heavy, and this teaches us financial balance. Donald Trump owed billions of dollars, and this teaches us scale of failure. Banks began to worry, which teaches us trust limits. Newspapers started writing negative stories, and this teaches us public pressure. The media that once praised him now criticized him, which teaches us perception change. Public opinion can shift quickly, and this teaches us emotional resilience. Donald Trump's name, once powerful, became associated with trouble, and this teaches us reputation fragility. Many people expected him to disappear, and this teaches us social judgment. Some believed his career was finished, which teaches us assumption danger. But Donald Trump did not quit, and this teaches us inner strength. He faced meetings with bankers, and this teaches us humility. Asking for help is difficult, and this teaches us emotional maturity. He negotiated again, but this time from weakness, which teaches us perspective shift. Negotiation is harder when power is lost, and this teaches us reality. Banks did not want to destroy him completely, and this teaches us strategic compromise. They restructured his debt, which teaches us second chances. Donald Trump lost control of some properties, which teaches us loss acceptance. Loss hurts the ego, and this teaches us self-awareness. He reduced his lifestyle, which teaches us adaptation. Private planes and luxury disappeared, and this teaches us impermanence. This period tested his mental strength, which teaches us resilience importance. Many people break under pressure, and this teaches us human limits. Donald Trump stayed visible, and this teaches us courage. He did not hide from failure, which teaches us accountability. Failure teaches faster than success, and this is a powerful lesson. He learned to be more careful with debt, which teaches us learning from mistakes. He learned the value of cash flow, which teaches us financial discipline. He learned to control risk better, which teaches us strategic thinking. This time also shaped his communication style, which teaches us adaptation. He became sharper, simpler, and more direct, which teaches us clarity. Stress removed unnecessary words, and this teaches us efficiency. He spoke with confidence even when struggling, which teaches us mindset control. Donald Trump realized something important during this period. Public image can be rebuilt, and this teaches us hope. A name can recover, and this teaches us branding resilience. Failure does not erase identity, and this teaches us self-belief. He focused on licensing his name instead of owning everything, which teaches us smart strategy. Licensing reduced risk, and this teaches us leverage. He learned to earn without carrying heavy debt, which teaches us sustainability. This shift changed his business model, which teaches us flexibility. Slowly, his financial position improved, which teaches us patience. Recovery did not happen overnight, and this teaches us realism. Step by step, he returned to stability, which teaches us consistency. He proved survival is a skill, and this teaches us adaptability. This phase of Donald Trump's life teaches us strong lessons. Big success can create big danger, and this teaches us balance. Confidence without control leads to collapse, and this teaches us wisdom. Failure is painful, but it is also educational, and this teaches us growth. Donald Trump did not become quiet after failure, which teaches us personality strength. He remained ambitious, which teaches us persistence. He adjusted his approach, which teaches us intelligence. He prepared for a new chapter, which teaches us renewal. In the next segment, we will see how Donald Trump rebuilt his public image through television and media. We will learn how The Apprentice changed his global fame. This next part will teach us about branding, storytelling, and modern influence. After financial collapse, many people disappear, and this teaches us fear. Donald Trump did the opposite, and this teaches us reinvention. He understood that visibility creates power, and this teaches us modern influence. Instead of hiding from the public, he moved closer to the camera, which shows confidence. This decision changed his life direction completely, and this teaches us adaptation. Donald Trump realized that business alone was not enough, and this teaches us expansion. He saw that media shapes perception, and this teaches us communication power. People do not always remember numbers, but they remember stories, and this teaches us storytelling. He wanted to control his story, and this teaches us narrative ownership. In the early 2000s, television was becoming a strong cultural force, and this teaches us timing. Reality TV was growing fast, which teaches us trend awareness. Donald Trump joined this world, and this shows flexibility. He became the host of a show called The Apprentice, which changed everything. The show presented Donald Trump as a decisive leader, and this teaches us image design. Viewers saw him as confident, powerful, and successful, which teaches us perception building. The phrase, "you're fired," became famous, and this teaches us memorable language. Short phrases are powerful, and this teaches us communication efficiency. On television, Donald Trump looked calm and controlled, and this teaches us performance. Reality TV is not fully real, and this teaches us media literacy. Editing shapes reality, and this teaches us awareness. But the audience believed what they saw, and this teaches us trust in visuals. The Apprentice made Donald Trump famous again, which teaches us second chances. Millions of people watched the show, which teaches us reach. Many viewers were young, which teaches us generational influence. People who did not know his business past now knew his TV image, which teaches us reinvention power. This period rebuilt his brand strongly, which teaches us recovery. His name became associated with leadership again, which teaches us branding reset. Companies wanted to license his name, which teaches us reputation value. Licensing created income without heavy risk, which teaches us smart business. Donald Trump focused on hotels, golf courses, and branding deals, which teaches us specialization. He did not own everything directly, which teaches us risk control. He understood leverage better now, which teaches us learning from experience. Mistakes became lessons, and lessons became strategy, which teaches us growth mindset. His speaking style became even simpler, and this teaches us clarity. He used repetition often, which teaches us memory techniques. He spoke directly to emotions, which teaches us persuasion. Emotion connects faster than logic, and this teaches us communication psychology. Donald Trump also wrote books during this time, which teaches us authority building. Books create credibility, and this teaches us thought leadership. His writing focused on winning, success, and confidence, which teaches us mindset branding. People who felt lost were attracted to strong messages, which teaches us audience understanding. Critics questioned the reality of his success, and this teaches us skepticism. Supporters admired his confidence, which teaches us division. Public figures attract both praise and criticism, and this teaches us balance. Donald Trump did not try to please everyone, which teaches us identity strength. This phase shows us an important lesson. You can change how the world sees you, and this teaches us hope. Past failure does not define the future, and this teaches us renewal. Visibility combined with consistency creates influence, and this teaches us branding basics. Donald Trump became more than a businessman, which teaches us evolution. He became a cultural figure, which teaches us reach beyond profession. Television gave him a direct connection to people, which teaches us media power. This connection later became very important, which teaches us preparation. People began listening to him beyond business topics, which teaches us authority expansion. He spoke about leadership, success, and America, which teaches us messaging growth. The audience trusted his voice, which teaches us credibility creation. This period quietly prepared him for something much bigger, which teaches us unseen preparation. Politics was not his focus yet, but attention was building, which teaches us momentum. Media fame created familiarity, and familiarity creates trust, which teaches us psychology. Donald Trump had reinvented himself successfully, which teaches us resilience. He proved that image can be rebuilt, which teaches us second chances. He showed that control of narrative is power, which teaches us strategy. In the next segment, we will see how Donald Trump moved from media fame into politics. We will learn why people listened to him politically and how attention became votes. This next part will teach us about public emotion, messaging, and mass persuasion. Fame changes how people listen, and this teaches us influence. By the early 2010s, Donald Trump was known across America, and this teaches us visibility. Millions recognized his face and voice, which teaches us familiarity builds trust. People felt they already knew him, and this teaches us emotional connection. Donald Trump began speaking more about national issues, and this teaches us expansion. He talked about jobs, trade, and national pride, which teaches us message alignment. Many people felt unheard at that time, and this teaches us audience emotion. When people feel ignored, they listen to strong voices, which teaches us social psychology. Donald Trump spoke in simple language, and this teaches us clarity. He avoided complex political words, which teaches us accessibility. Simple language travels faster, and this teaches us communication strategy. People repeated his phrases easily, which teaches us memorability. In 2015, Donald Trump announced he was running for president, and this shocked many people. Politics had strict rules, and this teaches us tradition. Donald Trump ignored many of those rules, which teaches us disruption. Disruption creates attention, and attention creates momentum, which teaches us modern politics. Many experts did not take him seriously, and this teaches us bias. They believed he could not win, which teaches us assumption danger. But Donald Trump understood media better than most politicians, which teaches us skill advantage. He knew how headlines work, which teaches us visibility control. Every controversial statement brought attention, and this teaches us media cycles. Criticism increased his exposure, which teaches us counterintuitive effects. People talked about him constantly, which teaches us dominance of conversation. In politics, attention is currency, and this teaches us power dynamics. Donald Trump focused on rallies, which teaches us direct connection. He spoke directly to crowds, which teaches us engagement. Crowds responded emotionally, which teaches us emotional leadership. He made people feel seen, and this teaches us connection importance. His campaign message was repeated again and again, which teaches us reinforcement. Repetition creates belief, which teaches us persuasion psychology. He promised change, which teaches us hope messaging. He framed himself as an outsider, which teaches us identity positioning. Many voters felt frustrated with the system, and this teaches us social tension. Donald Trump gave voice to that frustration, which teaches us representation. People voted emotionally as much as logically, which teaches us human behavior. Elections are not only about facts, and this teaches us reality. Against expectations, Donald Trump won the 2016 election, and this teaches us surprise. His victory shocked the world, which teaches us unpredictability. Polls failed to predict reality, which teaches us data limits. Momentum beat expectation, which teaches us movement power. Becoming president changed his role completely, and this teaches us responsibility. He moved from private influence to public authority, which teaches us transition. Every word now mattered more, which teaches us accountability. Leadership increases pressure, and this teaches us mental strength. As president, Donald Trump made bold decisions, which teaches us decisiveness. Some people supported him strongly, which teaches us loyalty. Others opposed him strongly, which teaches us division. Leadership often creates division, and this teaches us realism. Donald Trump used social media heavily, which teaches us modern communication. Direct messages bypass traditional media, which teaches us control. Short messages spread fast, which teaches us efficiency. But speed can increase conflict, which teaches us caution. His presidency was loud, visible, and controversial, which teaches us intensity. Supporters saw strength, which teaches us perspective difference. Critics saw danger, which teaches us interpretation bias. The same action can create opposite reactions, which teaches us subjectivity. Donald Trump did not change his personality in office, which teaches us consistency. Some leaders adapt behavior, but he stayed the same, which teaches us identity strength. Consistency builds trust for supporters, which teaches us loyalty mechanics. This phase teaches us important lessons. Popularity can come from speaking simply and confidently. Emotion moves people faster than explanation. Visibility creates power in the modern world. Leadership is not about pleasing everyone. Donald Trump had reached the highest political office, which teaches us possibility. A businessman and TV figure became president, which teaches us non-traditional paths. The system can be challenged, which teaches us flexibility. In the next segment, we will examine Donald Trump's presidency, challenges, and major conflicts. We will learn how leadership under pressure reveals character. This next part will teach us about crisis management, criticism, and endurance. Becoming president increases pressure instantly, and this teaches us responsibility. Donald Trump entered the White House under intense attention, which teaches us scrutiny. Every decision was watched closely, and this teaches us visibility cost. Leadership at the highest level leaves no private space, which teaches us sacrifice. Donald Trump approached leadership the same way he approached business, which teaches us consistency. He preferred fast decisions, and this teaches us decisiveness. Speed can bring results, and this teaches us efficiency. But speed can also bring mistakes, and this teaches us balance. One of his main focuses was the economy, which teaches us priority setting. He supported tax cuts and business growth, which teaches us economic strategy. Supporters believe these actions created jobs, which teaches us interpretation. Critics worried about inequality, which teaches us policy debate. Trade became a major issue during his presidency, which teaches us global impact. Donald Trump challenged long-standing trade agreements, which teaches us disruption. He argued that America needed better deals, which teaches us negotiation framing. Trade conflicts created tension with other countries, which teaches us consequence awareness. Immigration was another central topic, which teaches us national identity debate. Donald Trump supported stricter border control, which teaches us security focus. Supporters saw protection, which teaches us perspective difference. Opponents saw exclusion, which teaches us moral disagreement. Donald Trump communicated directly with the public, which teaches us modern leadership. Social media became his main tool, which teaches us platform power. Messages reached millions instantly, which teaches us speed advantage, but direct communication increased controversy, which teaches us risk. Media conflict was constant, which teaches us friction. Donald Trump criticized news organizations openly, which teaches us challenge to authority. Supporters believed he was fighting bias, which teaches us trust alignment. Critics believed he weakened institutions, which teaches us institutional concern. Crises test leadership deeply, and this teaches us reality. Natural disasters, international conflicts, and public emergencies appeared, which teaches us unpredictability. Donald Trump responded with confidence, which teaches us emotional control. Some responses were praised, which teaches us approval dynamics. Others were criticized, which teaches us accountability. Political opposition remained strong, which teaches us division persistence. Investigations created pressure, which teaches us endurance. Donald Trump faced impeachment trials, which teaches us institutional challenge. He survived politically, which teaches us resilience. Leadership often means standing alone, which teaches us courage. Donald Trump rarely softened his language, which teaches us consistency. He believed strength mattered more than agreement, which teaches us leadership philosophy. This approach energized supporters and angered critics, which teaches us polarization. International relations were also tense, which teaches us global complexity. Donald Trump preferred direct talks with leaders, which teaches us personal diplomacy. Some meetings surprise the world, which teaches us unpredictability. Supporters saw boldness, which teaches us admiration. Critics saw risk, which teaches us caution. The presidency changed his public image further, which teaches us evolution. Some people became more loyal, which teaches us identity bonding. Others became more opposed, which teaches us hardened opinion. Once opinions harden, change becomes difficult, which teaches us psychology. This phase teaches us powerful lessons. Leadership invites constant judgment. Pressure never disappears at the top. Confidence can stabilize decision-making. Criticism is unavoidable when power is high. Donald Trump's presidency showed that modern leadership is emotional, visible, and fast. It showed that communication style matters as much as policy. It showed that endurance is a leadership skill. As his term continued, challenges increased rather than decreased, which teaches us reality. Political life does not become easier with experience, which teaches us humility. Pressure grows with responsibility, which teaches us weight of power. In the next segment, we will examine the end of his presidency, defeat, comeback attempts, and lasting legacy. We will learn how leaders respond when power is lost. This final part will teach us about legacy, influence, and long-term impact. Power does not last forever, and this teaches us reality. After years of constant pressure, Donald Trump reached the end of his presidential term, and this teaches us transition. The 2020 election brought defeat, which teaches us loss. Losing after holding the highest office is painful, and this teaches us humility. For strong personalities, loss feels heavier, and this teaches us emotional truth. Many leaders disappear after defeat, and this teaches us fear. Donald Trump did not disappear, and this teaches us persistence. He questioned the outcome publicly, which teaches us resistance behavior. Supporters stood by him, which teaches us loyalty. Opponents pushed back strongly, which teaches us conflict continuation. Leaving the White House did not end his influence, and this teaches us legacy. Power can exist without position, which teaches us informal authority. Millions of people still listen to him, which teaches us emotional connection. Influence is not only about office, and this teaches us modern leadership. Donald Trump returned to rallies and public speeches, which teaches us resilience. He spoke with the same confidence as before, which teaches us identity consistency. He did not soften his tone, which teaches us personality strength. Some admired this refusal to change, which teaches us authenticity value. Others criticized it, which teaches us division permanence. Legal challenges appeared after his presidency, which teaches us consequence. Public life increases scrutiny, which teaches us accountability. Donald Trump faced investigations and court cases, which teaches us endurance again. Pressure followed him even outside office, which teaches us long-term impact. Despite challenges, Donald Trump continued speaking about America's future, which teaches us vision. He talked about strength, economy, and national pride, which teaches us message continuity. Supporters believed he represented them, which teaches us identity politics. Opponents believed he represented danger, which teaches us perception difference. This stage of life teaches us a deep lesson. Leadership does not end when a title ends. Influence can survive defeat. Identity can outlast position. Donald Trump's story is not simple, and this teaches us complexity. He is admired by millions and criticized by millions, which teaches us polarization. Few figures create such strong reactions, which teaches us impact measurement. Strong reactions mean strong influence, which teaches us relevance. From a business family in Queens to the White House, his path teaches us possibility. He followed no traditional political route, which teaches us alternative paths exist. He used confidence as a weapon, which teaches us mindset power. He used language simply, which teaches us communication strength. His life also teaches caution. Confidence without limits can create conflict. Visibility without restraint can increase pressure. Power without balance can divide people. Donald Trump's legacy will be debated for decades, which teaches us long-term impact. History does not judge quickly, which teaches us patience. Different generations will interpret his actions differently, which teaches us perspective change. Legacy is shaped over time, not in one moment. For English learners, his story teaches practical lessons. Simple words can move millions. Clear repetition increases memory. Confidence in speech builds authority. Direct language connects faster than complex grammar. For life learners, his story teaches powerful truths. Failure does not end the journey. Reinvention is always possible. Public opinion is unstable. Mental strength matters more than comfort. Donald Trump's life shows that success and failure often live together. It shows that ambition creates both opportunity and resistance. It shows that standing out always has a cost. This story is not about agreement or disagreement. It is about understanding influence. It is about studying confidence. It is about learning how modern power works. Every listener can take one lesson. Speak clearly. Believe strongly. Learn from failure. Adapt when needed. Endure pressure. Donald Trump's journey is still discussed, and this teaches us relevance. Whether praised or criticized, he remains unforgettable, which teaches us impact. And impact, more than comfort, is what changes history.